Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials right now trading down 146. You have the Nasdaq up 10, S&P's off 8.5. Let's go over to our man, Mr. Basil Chapman, as we do each and every Tuesday at 20 past the hour. And don't forget, folks, Basil has an outstanding show here every trading day, 12 to 1 Eastern Standard Time. Also has a great newsletter, The Opening Call. Now, what Basil did last week, folks, he did a nice hour-and-a-half webinar for his subscribers. You can not only be a subscriber, but you can get that webinar by coming over to our website at TFNN. You're going to see right under featured content, the opening call. You hit subscribe. You can get it for newsletter for 1 month for $128, 6 months for $595, which is a savings of $173, a year for $995, which is a savings of $541 or 35%. Now, they all come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. You're going to get a great newsletter. You get the workshop that Basil just did last week, plus he has 5 more on that page. Basil Chapman, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you doing there?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
Very good. Isn't it interesting that just last week we were talking about this very thing, that the reason why I want to do a webinar on the dark news cloud cover is that here we are with the coronavirus. This is the worst numbers they've had in quite a while. You've got Apple coming out, very disappointing. And the big thing about the webinar was to say it's how the market responds. It's
right.
Not what you're feeling, it's how the market responds.
I tell you, man, we've seen a lot of things in markets, Basil, the last 30 or 40 years, but this one, folks, is just, this market shakes off everything. It doesn't matter whether people are sick, whether they're dying, whether Apple can't have a supply line coming in, bottom line, it is what it is, right?
But everything's different. You've got Clorox at highs and you've got the market at highs. Defensive stocks never did that before. Not only that, I always talk about the dollar that for subscribers, we've been long since April of 2018.
Yeah.
Here it is at 99.44.
Oh, yeah.
It is just pennies away from the 99.67 high of October of last year. And gold is acting well. I mean, we've had strange things happening. So that's the reason why I wanted to say that in the market, what I was saying to you is that in the Chapman Wave, let me just slide this over. In the Chapman Wave, we're always looking for an identifiable buy signal. And if that gets upgraded to a buy mode, it should go to at least 4 higher peaks. It can go 5, 6, and 7 higher peaks, but it's that 4th highest peak at peak D that other things can happen. So what we've got, let me just move this away and I'll show you. What we've got is everything is, the MACD is good, the stochastic's at 89%, it's a little bit over the 9-period moving average, and it's at a B. And it should somehow, some way, I'm not sure it's going to do that, but theoretically in the Chapman Wave methodology, we should get 4 higher peaks. There should be some kind of pop over 29,568 for that leg C. And in the S&P, the number to watch is 3385.09, and we're not that far away from it right now. We're at 3372.45, and just down 7 points. But earlier on, you were down over 20 in the E-mini. So I think there's still enough residual strength to say somehow, some way, we should make nominal new highs. Even Apple is only down 6 points now.
Yes.
So people are buying. That doesn't make it great. It just says that's how the market has responded, which is different to what emotionally one would have thought, having heard the news late yesterday, seen how the market traded overnight. It just says that there are still buyers out there.
Sure.
That's really important.
Basil, where do you have the dollar?
So the dollar, let me just move there. So the dollar in the monthly chart had made a peak D. We spoke about those Ds, how important it is. So back in January of 2017, it made that 4th highest peak D at 103.82, plummeted down to 88.25 in February of 2018, turned around, and then it went. And this is one of the reasons why I always discuss the different time frames, because I had a buy signal in the daily chart. Then that was upgraded to a buy mode, and then it became a buy signal in the weekly chart.
Right.
That was upgraded to a buy mode, and then the monthly, you look how the monthly, once it crossed the 9-period moving average, is the pink line before it changed to green, it held it beautifully, and it made nominal new highs, and it went to D. And that's where I said, I think we're going to have a consolidation phase. How long it lasts is very difficult to say, but it's really important that any pullback goes above that black line. This is the 14-period moving average, the black line in the monthly chart. We did that last month, and this month we're sharply above it. So the monthly chart has improved tremendously. It will go to an E if it goes above 99.67 in the dollar index. And this is that cup, in fact, let me just pull this back again. I always talk about cup and arch formations. So this is the arch formation. This is the cup formation.
Yeah.
And you can see that if you rally and you make that cup formation and take out that left side high,
right,
you can continue higher. And that's exactly what we've done. All these different ones, and then finally there was a big cup formation that peaked D in the weekly chart, pulls back to trough D, and now it's one single leg up, and it's made this cup formation, and the MACD is good, stochastics at 84% in the weekly. So that, and the big thing for me now is this is always very difficult because this leg that went from 97.35, and that was, I think it was January the 31st. Yeah, January the 31st. I discussed this on my show, the Target Technicians Hour, this afternoon at noon. I was saying we've gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the 12th session green candle. There was one red, but even that one had a higher high. So this all gets counted as one leg up.
Yes.
So we're either in leg F or a brand new A. I'm always very conservative, so I'm going to treat it as an F and say, well, we could have some kind of consolidation. But wow, the MACD is good. The stochastics at 98.37%. That is, I mean, that's about the highest you can get, and it's flat. It's holding there. I like that. So I said for a while, I've been discussing this as three separate things. Gold is one thing. Dollar is another. Bonds are another. And you have to think of them as separate. There was a period last year where I like to think of them together. Now they're on their own trajectories. It's very unusual to see gold and the dollar go in the same direction, for more than a few weeks. And this has been quite a while. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty amazing. There's no doubt. And folks, it's really easy to get Basil's newsletter. Come over to our website at TFNN. You're going to see it right under featured content. You're going to see the opening call as you by our man, Mr. Basil Chapman. You just hit subscribe. You get it for 1 month, 6 months, a year, all with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Bottom line, great newsletter, great archives that are inside that newsletter. And, as Basil was just talking about the last workshop that he did is very applicable because what has happened, whether you're a technical and or a fundamental trader, the bottom line is that you can make the case, technically I can make the case is that, hey, it seems like there should be a pullback. Fundamentally, you can make the case that, the market fundamentally is saying, okay, the supply chain is slowing down, so you can make the case there. And that slowdown won't be for a couple of weeks. This is, you have ports that are closed.
There's always a delay, though. Yeah.
There's a delay, and what ends up happening is that, the bottom line, if they get that up and going, then they have to get them on containers or containers in Apple's case because it's so big. They're coming over, and, guess what? So it's going to be a bit. But as we know, the market keeps shaking it off and says, hey, listen, man, I went to Sherwin-Williams this morning, and I'm going green.
Green page, yes.
Basil, thanks so much, man. Have a great night, safe night. We look forward to the show tomorrow.
Thank you, Tom. You too.
Thank you. Stay right there, folks. Come right back.